Welcome to Jumpin' Johnny Gaming. This video is a complete walkthrough for Super Mario Bros. 3 and will show you how to complete all 90 levels in the game. Although you can skip some levels in the world map, for this complete walkthrough every level is done. If you have played the previous Super Mario games, Mario controls the same where he can run and jump and navigate through the levels. There's a couple of new additions that Mario can do. He can pick up objects and he can slide down hills. Also, a first for a Mario game is that each world has a world map, and you can navigate and access levels and mini-games. Also, you can stock up on a limited number of items. Most enemies you can defeat them, like the first Goomba you face, by jumping on top of them. The fire piranha plants that come out of the pipes, you cannot jump on them. Also, they will spit out a fireball at you every time they appear. Grab the mushroom to make Mario bigger. This means if you get hit, you won't lose a life. You will shrink back down. To get the second power up, hit the red Koopa Trooper, then kick it to the right so it hits the question block and you get a new power up, the leaf. This turns you into Raccoon Mario, which gives you a few good abilities. The first, if you press the run button, Mario will spin his tail and can defeat most enemies like the piranha plant. And if you can see the bottom of your screen, you will see some arrows, and if you run without losing momentum, the arrows will light up, and then when the P lights up, Mario can fly for a limited time. Also, when you get hit, you won't shrink, you will return to Big Mario form. This section is perfect to try out your flying. Go to the very left, run until the edge, and then fly up for a secret bonus of coins, which as in most Mario games, every 100 coins collected, you get an extra life. You can take a big run up in this section to fly to a secret bonus of coins, which as in most Mario games, every 100 coins collected, you get an extra life. Every end of normal levels, you will get a chance to earn an item card, and if you get 3 matching items, you will get extra lives depending on what they are. For example, Star gets you 5 lives, and you have to be running fast and jumping and touching the left of the item to get a star. This level is where you can first try out your sliding move down the hill, and if there is any enemies in the way, they get defeated. Beware of Goombas coming out of pipes. Also, do not collect any coins in the area with the fire piranha plant. Use your tail if you got Raccoon Mario to smash the brick, or if you haven't, run and duck under to destroy it, and you get access to a P-switch. Jumping on these switches will turn coins into bricks for about 10 seconds, and use the bricks to access the pipe that leads to a bonus area with coins. The music blocks allow you to jump high, they act like springs, and sometimes an item can fall out of the bottom. There is a superstar in the third music block here. Stars make Mario invincible for a short time while the music is playing and Mario is flashing. Once it both stops, the power runs out. After the Koopa Trooper, beware of a new enemy, a Boomerang Brother, who throws a boomerang at you and it will return back to the brother. Use the red Koopa Trooper shout and send it to the left to destroy the bricks and question mark blocks. There is a power up if you hit the brown brick from the side. The brown Para Goombas are better flyers than the red ones, and they also can drop micro Goombas. In every world except for World 8, you can access Toad Houses that gives you a random item to store in your inventory. This will be the first item that's stored, and before you start any level, you can access your inventory and activate a handy power-up if needed. I got a Fire Flower. This power-up turns into Fire Mario, and you're able to throw fireballs. These power-ups, apart from frog suits, are best used in swimming levels. This level you have to constantly move as it's an auto-scrolling level, which means the level's camera is moving constantly to the right and will push you or squish you if you fall behind. The brown moving platforms will fall when you jump on them, so sometimes you have to wait until you can see a platform to land on before you jump on them. There is a power-up in the small L-shaped brick. You can get a 1-up if you're fast enough if you got Raccoon Mario. It feels so good missing 2 1-ups in one level. Jump on the brown moving platform and then stay on until you can jump through to safety. This spade panel lets you play a minigame where you have to match up 3 rows of pictures to make a picture of a power-up, and you get extra lives if you do it right. The next level is a fortress, and it's an all-world, and sometimes there are more than one in a world. They are similar to the fake Bowser Fortress levels in the original Super Mario Bros., and you will always face a boss called Boom Boom at the end of these levels. The first section, wait for the fire to go back down on the lava, and avoid the spinning circles. You will face a new enemy called Dry Bones. When you jump on them, they will crumple in a heap of bones, but after a few seconds they will reanimate. They can only be defeated by Invincible Mario or Hammer Mario. This section, run to the highest spikes and stay there until the spike ceiling moves back up, then go right to the end and duck, then go through the door to face the boss. The boss will swing his arms around and quickly jump on his head. He will spike up, don't jump until the spikes are gone, and jump on his head again a further 2 times. Sometimes he will spike up if you don't hit his head fast enough. You can defeat Boom Boom with fireballs and hammers. Hold down as soon as you start this level to take out some buzzy beetles. If you got a mushroom for an icon, the best way to get a mushroom is to walk and then hit it when you are directly underneath. For every 80,000 points earned, an N-marked spade panel will appear on the world map. They don't appear in World 8. This is a matching card minigame, and you got to pick 2 cards, and if they match up you get the items. Get it wrong 2 times and the game will end. When the N-marked spade panel next appears, you can continue from the previous go unless you completed it, and you will start a fresh new random selection of cards. This section, land on the small brown platform and then jump on the platform that will move when you are on it. The next obstacle on the map is a hammer brother that you can't avoid. In some levels you can, but they always give you an item for your inventory. And when I get a star, I usually use a star from my inventory for the hammer brothers. At the end of every world, apart from World 8, there will be a castle, and when you enter it, you will go in an airship to get a magic wand from one of the Koopa Kids to transform the king back to human form. The airship levels are always auto-scrolling. This airship and countless others are full of cannons and bullet bills. At the end of the airship, you'll face a boss called Larry Koopa. You have to jump on his head and he will revert back to his shell, but you can't hurt him and you will bounce off. When he comes out of his shell, you can hit him again. He fires magic from his wand. Hit him 3 times to defeat him. Princess Peach is able to send Mario letters and items at the end of each world. You get a P-Wing, which gives you unlimited flight, and the raccoon suit for 1 level only. You can lose it if you get hit. I don't use it in this walkthrough, but there is a tough or annoying level, feel free to use it, as you will skip and fly through the whole level, not useful in swimming, underground or fortress levels. This was my first opportunity to use an item from inventory. I'm so ingrained in hoarding and keeping and hardly using items unless I really need it. And then at the end of a game I always have an excess, which is always the way. There is enough items in the game. When you are small Mario, at least use a mushroom, and in certain levels like fortresses and airships use the leaf, or in water levels use fire flowers or frog suits. The first level of World 2 has a new enemy called Micro Goombas. Like in this level, they hide in bricks and jump at you when you are near. Also, Para Goombas can drop them as well. These ones that are not in bricks don't hurt you, but they cling on you and it slows you down and you gotta jump a few times to shake them off. Another new enemy that appears in the level is the Fire Snake. Cannot be harmed unless you're invincible or throw a shell or hammer at it. There is a pipe at the top that you have to fly up to enter. You will see a returning enemy, the fish creatures called Cheep Cheeps. They just swim around, and being Fire Mario is effective against them. This fortress marks the debut of two classic Mario enemies, the Thwomps. The stone-like creatures will not move unless you are close and try to squash you. You have to wait until they rise and quickly get past them before they go down again. Boo Ghosts, which when you are facing them, they don't move and hide their face, but as soon as your back is turned, they make a beeline towards you to damage you. This section with lots of thwomps just run real fast to the right. You have to wait for the spikes and go through each gap while there is boos around, and you will have to keep looking left and right constantly. After defeating the fortress, you can access the Toad House. The second question block is a power-up on the first pyramid platforms. On the second pyramid platforms, the second question block is a superstar. If you fly up here, ignore the P-switch. It mucks up access to the pipe you need to exit, and you will have to restart. You have to use the turtle shell to clear the area and access the pipe. The pipe you see on the map just below is a shortcut to the pipe at the start of World 2. Now the next level introduces the infamous enemy, the Angry Sun, who when you are progressing through the level, it will start to attack you and constantly fly through the level until you finish and there's no way to defeat it. This section you have to jump through a tornado, run fast and jump in between the second and third background plants to jump through it. In World 2, you will face a Boomerang Brother both times on the map. The item you get here is a music box, and when you activate it, it plays a soothing song and puts Hammer Brother type enemies on the map to sleep. It also puts the Piranha Plant levels to sleep in World 7. The second Boomerang Brother has an item called a hammer, and you use these to break rocks in the world map for hidden secrets. If you need a power up, use the red Koopa Trooper, hold it and go down next to the question block and let it go to hit the question block, and if you've got the raccoon suit, fly up to the very left corner to get to the easier top area. Watch out for the boomerang brother guarding the exit. Go to the top right corner of the map and use the hammer to smash the block, and you get access to a secret toad house which gives a frog suit no matter what box you pick. Frog suits turn Mario into Frog Mario, and it makes swimming underwater faster and easier to control. This variety of the Hammer Brothers is the Fire Brothers, which has an ability similar to Fire Mario, and they throw fireballs at you. The item you get is a magic whistle that allows you to warp and skip a few worlds if you so wish. Level 5 introduces another classic enemy, Chain Chomps. They are usually attached by a chain attached to something and will die for you if they see you, and you gotta time when they move around to avoid them. Use the red Koopa Trooper here to smash the bricks and get access to a vine, to climb up to the top and jump cloud to cloud to the left to access a pipe for a secret area. Watch out for the Chain Chomp guarding the exit. Having Raccoon Mario is really handy for this level. There's lots of bricks to smash to progress, but if you haven't got Raccoon Mario, you have to use the Buzzy Beetles to smash the bricks. You have to fly up with Raccoon Mario to access this bonus area. A new ability that Buzzy Beetles now can do is walk on ceilings and do a spin attack when you are near. This airship introduces a new enemy, the Rocky Wrenches, which hides underneath and pops out and will throw wrenches, and even if you defeat them, they keep coming out of the same areas after a few seconds. To defeat the boss is exactly the same as the first one in World 1, jump on his head, wait a few seconds when he deshells, and repeat 2 more times and avoid the wand fire. The item you get from the Princess is Lakuta's Cloud. You can use this to instantly bypass a level. The first level of World 3 I would recommend in you using the frog suit. Proceed through the level and avoid the bloopers. A new enemy in this level is the Lava Lotus, flowers that releases lava balls. In this level is 2 variations of the blooper family, the blooper nanny that always followed by blooper babies. Sometimes the blooper nanny in other levels can send the babies in all directions and regenerate more babies. Frog Mario is really awful to control when you are on land. These circle platforms will fall after standing on it for a few seconds. The rest of the level, having Fire Mario is handy. Constantly try to hit the flying Cheep Cheeps while travelling on the moving platforms. The next level has another annoying new enemy, the Big Cheep Cheep, and it can swallow Mario whole, no matter what form Mario is in. The pattern to this level is to immediately jump to the highest platform as the platform submerge and go back up again. Once it rises, then head to another high point quickly before the Big Cheep Cheep eats you. The windmill platform spins every few seconds, so you got to time your jumps. This fortress has lots of doors to go through, and you have to enter the right one to exit and face the boss. If you need a power up, go through the 3rd door and swim to the left for the question block, and then back up the pipe. The 5th door has a 1-up, The sixth door is the right exit to face the boss, which is a slight variation of Boom Boom. When you hit it once, it is able to fly. The Hammer Brothers in this world is the classic Hammer Brothers, and you can defeat them by knocking the bricks underneath them. Don't waste the hammer to get the spade card, we will use it for a much better secret. This section you have to slide down and then jump right at the last moment to reach the next area, or if you got Raccoon Mario, you can fly. You will briefly come across Lakuta, who appears at the end of the level. It throws spiny eggs. Green eggs don't break and roll around, red eggs will turn into spinies, and you can defeat it by jumping on top of it. This level you just have to run to the exit. Level 5 is another swimming level, so use a frog suit. You will come across a new enemy, the Gelectro. Essentially electric eel type enemies. They are stationary, but there is a lot of them sometimes, so having a frog suit makes navigating so much easier. Lots of Cheep Cheeps, bloopers and big Cheep Cheeps appear as well. This is the brick you want to smash with the hammer, and it leads to a canoe that you can get some extra toad houses and end-spade mini-games. After getting all the bonuses, get back in the canoe, and there is another toad house to the right at the top. Level 6 is an auto-scrolling level. A tip for the small circle platforms is to constantly jump on it, and it never falls down. Any grey bricks that you come across you can pick up like a Koopa shell and launch it at enemies or other bricks. Level 7 has a new enemy called Spikes. These little green Koopas will spit out and throw spiked balls at you. You can defeat them by landing on their heads, even when they have the spiked ball on them. The next fortress in this world is an underwater level, so I would recommend using a frog suit. This section, stay at the top, avoids everything. This section has a new enemy called a Stretch, a variation of the Boo Ghost who are stuck on a specific platform and will pop out every now and again. They can be defeated by hammers or invincibility. The flaw on having a frog suit in this fortress is facing Boom Boom, and there's a couple of single platforms making it a little bit more difficult than usual. Defeating the fortress unlocks a shortcut to the start of the map. Level 8 is another big cheap level that's harder than the previous one. Being Fire Mario will help you as you can defeat the big cheap, it does keep coming back though. In level 9 you will come across a returning enemy, the bombs. If you hit it, it will go stationary, and if you pick it up or leave it, it will explode after a few seconds. You can defeat it without exploding by the raccoon tail, and they are immune to Fire Mario. Go down the pipe to reach the castle. This airship introduces bolt lifts, which you have to keep jumping to not fall off and to move it. Also, watch out for burners. Instead of bullet bills, it's a large flame that appears. The boss, Wendy Cooper, will shoot out candy rings that float around the area. Defeat her like the other two Koopalings. The princess gives you a music box for your reward. Go through the pipe to the right to access level 1. I only activated the music box to show you when activated it puts any Hammer Brother type enemies on the world map to sleep for a short time and the music changes. The first world you will face giant versions of enemies you have already faced. If you got Raccoon Mario, this is completely optional, and I'm sure there's goodies in the bricks where the giant Cheep Cheeps are, but I never risked it. You can fly up to a section at the top and swim all the way to the left and go down the pipe. This level is similar to the rising Big Cheep Cheep levels in the previous world, except there is no Big Cheep Cheeps. Instead, lots of normal Cheep Cheeps jumping out of the water and lots of Piranha Plants and Koopa Troopas to avoid. Use the silver brick to smash the question block to the right for a power up. There is a handy superstar in the question block. The Hammer Brothers type enemies in the World 4 world map are called Sludge Brothers, giant versions of the Hammer Brothers, and when they jump and land on the ground, if Mario doesn't jump in time, the ground will shake and you will be stunned for a few seconds. The second level has 2 Sludge Brothers to defeat or avoid before going to the underground section. The underground section has long jumps between platforms, and use the Koopa paratroopers if needed as an extra boost. Spidey's appear in this level and they have the same upside down spinning move as the Buzzy Beetles. You can't jump on Spidey's at all, but when they are on the ground you can use the raccoon tail to flip them upside down and pick them up and throw them. This fortress has a new enemy called Hotfoots. They are a sentient flame that disguise themselves in candles, and they act like boos when you face them. They don't move, but when your back is turned they walk towards you. Also, some of the thwomps don't just move up and down, they move in a left to right position. This section, face right while waiting for the thwomp. It's close, but this is so the other Hotfoot on the other side doesn't move, and then you have to run and then duck under. Lead the Hotfoots to the left and then jump over them, and face them until it's safe to run under the thwomp. This level is a swimming level, so if you got a frog suit, wear it, and then you have to avoid the constant spiny eggs thrown by Lakuta. This level introduces a new variation of bullet bills. The flashing ones can turn around if it misses Mario. It can turn around twice before moving on. In level 6, if you go through the doors, it will change the enemies to normal size and change the location of items. Careful in this section where the Koopa is, there is hidden blocks that can hinder you. I would recommend picking up the Koopa and throwing it out of the area, or avoiding going down there. If you went through the door and the enemies are small, the hidden block contains a 1-up. This section, hit the block for the P switch and then wait for the dry bones to drop in from the right and use them to jump on the switch. A tip for this airship: it pays off to wait while the camera moves, not just move to the right as soon as possible, so you get a clearer picture of the obstacles and platforms to jump on. The boss is the same as World 1 and World 2 boss. Jump on his head, wait until he deshells, and then jump on his head 2 more times. You get a P-wing from the princess as a reward. In the first level of World 5, you will see a new variation of the buzzy beetles called Buster Beetle, and these constantly pick up silver bricks to throw at you. Unlike buzzy beetles, they can be defeated by fireballs. Another new enemy in this level is the small plant-like creatures called nipper plants that jump at you when you jump. If you jump high, they won't get you, and they do walk around as well sometimes. You can't jump on them, but other power-ups will defeat them. This section you can go up the right hand side pipe if you wanted to, but I went after the leaf and then headed all the way down. Go down the middle of the pipe and watch out for buster beetles throwing bricks at you. I don't know if this Toad House always does or it's random, but I got a new power up called the Tanuki Suit. This works exactly as Raccoon Mario with one extra skill. If you hold down and the run button, you turn into an invincible statue that you can't be harmed, but it's only temporary. If you jump in the air and turn into a statue, Mario will come crashing down and they can defeat most enemies that normally can't be jumped on, for example chain chomps and piranha plants. This level introduces a new enemy called a shoe Goomba, which is a Goomba in a mechanical shoe. You can defeat it by jumping on it. If you want to ride in the shoe yourself, defeat the enemy from above, for example when it's on top of a brick and you smash the brick. You will come across another new enemy, plant-like creatures called munchers. These are stationary, but nothing can defeat it, not even Invincible Mario. Mario can run through very small gaps without falling. Watch out for the spinies. After the thwomp, you have to run and then duck to avoid the circles. You have to fake jump and get the thwomp's attention to get past. This section has a few micro Goombas hidden in bricks. Hit the brick to get a vine to climb and access the rest of the world map. In level 4, this level is full of 3 types of windmill platforms. The first that don't stop spinning, and if you touch it, it will send Mario flying, so you have to jump over them. The second, which you have seen before, it spins for a few seconds, then you have to jump on them and off again before it spins. And the third, stationary windmill platforms that don't move until you jump on them. This level is designed for Mario not to stop moving or jumping, as it's full of falling platforms. There is a new enemy that appears, a variation of a chain chomp, called a flame chomp, and they float around firing their flames at you. When they use up their flames, they explode. You can defeat them by jumping on their head. The 6th level is an auto-scrolling level and introduces a new enemy, the Parabeetles. In this game, they are more of a help than a hindrance, as you use them to navigate the level. Having Raccoon Mario is very helpful in this level. I'm just using the music boxes just to free up some room in the inventory, because you can only hold 28 items. If you need to free more room, waste the clouds and mushrooms. Lots of micro Goombas in this level. When Lakuta shows up, it's best to run through the level fast. This lava has lava and fireballs on the ceiling as well as the floor, and I haven't mentioned yet, but you might already know, is lava is instant death. There is a superstar at the end of the first set of question blocks, and a power up in the next set of question blocks. Level 8 is an auto-scrolling level, and you should jump immediately to platform. You don't get much time to wait around in the level. Watch out for flame chomps. The end boss of the airship is the same style of fight, with one difference: Roy will slam into the ground similar to the Sledge Brothers attack. It will cause Mario to be temporarily paralysed for a few seconds. For completing the world, the princess will give you a Lakuta cloud. The majority of this world, in starting in level 1, is a lot of slippy ice where Mario can lose traction when running. Level 1 introduces a new piranha plant that has a floating spike ball, and also some are not just grounded in pipes, some of them are able to walk. Fire Mario is very effective in this level, and I would avoid the leaf. Level 2 is an auto-scrolling level, and then about halfway it starts scrolling upwards, then downwards. The mushroom house here, I got a Hammer Brothers suit. This suit turns Mario into Hammer Mario, and you can throw hammers just like the Hammer Brothers, and it's much stronger than Fire Mario, able to defeat a lot more variety of enemies. This fortress, first half of the level, you ride a platform and have to avoid the obstacles when you face the hot foot. Make sure you jump when you head down to avoid the circles, unlike I did. There is a superstar in the first question block. Again, unlike me, wait in the middle as the star will come to you. It is essential that you get the leaf, and if you're a small Mario, this level does loop to this section, so you will get the leaf eventually. Defeat the Buster Beetle and hit the Koopa, but don't kick his shell. Sometimes the Koopa will disappear. You have to go off screen for a few seconds and come back and it will appear again. Grab the shell by running from the slope to the left and quickly fly up, and let the shell go to the right to make way for the exit. Get the fire flower at the top right of this level. It's a good power up to have for this level. In this auto-scrolling level, a lot of times you have to let some of the platforms drop, so you can access the platforms at the bottom, and you have to do it at the end to go down the pipe to exit. Use the silver brick to get the power up from the question mark. Fire Mario is good for this level, but be careful as some of the ice bricks will melt with fireballs. Some will have coins, some will have munchers. There are 3 boos here. Make sure you fall through the middle, then go right and face them so they don't move, and wait for the platform to rise so you can go through the door. The boss Lemmy rides on a ball and he uses his wand to summon more balls that fly around the room. You can ride on top of them, but they can hit you and damage you. Hit his head 3 times to defeat him. The princess gives you a P-Wing for completing World 6. This level, like most of World 7, is dominated by pipes and more complex level layouts. Fire Mario is effective in this level to take out the piranha plants, Some pipes lead you up no matter what the choice of pipes is, some lead you back down. Take the first pipe up, not the second, as it leads you back down. If you don't have Fire Mario, be careful in this section. If you got Raccoon Mario, you can hit a Koopa with your tail and grab it and run into the second Koopa. The pipe to the right of level 1 leads to level 2, and the pipe immediately to the right will lead to a Toad house. Once you got the item, go back to level 2. Go down the second pipe and swim all the way to the right and take the end pipe again. Fire Mario's good in this level, especially for the next section. If you haven't got Fire Mario, hit the Koopa and leave it in the shell, and jump up and turn all the invisible bricks to notes. Go back down the pipe, then take the pipe to the left, and you can continue on now the notes are up. Then watch out for all the fire piranha plants. Go to the pipe to the right of level 2 to access the next level. Level 3, you can get 3 superstars to help the first half of the level. The first question block, then the first question block of the next 2 set of blocks. Level 4 is an underwater auto-scrolling level. There is a new enemy to watch out for, spiny Cheep Cheeps, that are much more faster than normal Cheep Cheeps. This level has so many enemies. You got big Cheep Cheeps, blooper nannies, and lots of Gelectros. There is 2 power-ups that are fire flowers if you are Big Mario, which is very helpful in taking some of the fish out with fireballs. Go up the 3rd pipe here. Be careful on this level, as there is a lot of invisible blocks that can put you in danger, mainly from Koopas. These invisible blocks makes paths that you got to go back around to take them. The 3rd pipe gets you a 1-up, and to get it quickly, go back down the pipe, then up to the next pipe on the left, and you can get the 1-up and a power-up. Go down the pipe and then go back up to that 2nd pipe again. Destroy the brick. If you got a tail or get a Koopa to do it, then run and duck under it. Head to the right and watch out for the invisible blocks, activate all the blocks and then go to the left and up and around. Activate all the invisible blocks here and then go back up the pipe, up and around again, and go down the same pipe again, and you can access the next area. There is an extra life in the corner here. Head to the pipe to the left to access the next level. This level is just full of all sorts of piranhas. Raccoon Mario's handy here. The bit with the munchers coming out of the pipe, it has a pattern. When one set is gone, the other set near appears. So you jump when it's empty, use your tail to try to guide yourself through the pattern. It's a very short level and you get a P-wing for your reward. This fortress you need to fly to get to Boom Boom, and if you haven't got a flying power up, this fortress has a rare Tanuki suit to find. Find the P switch amongst the blocks, and then you've got to quickly go through the door that appears and down the pipe before the switch runs out. If it runs out, the pipe takes you somewhere else. In this room, you got to fly up towards the middle of the room and up the pipe on the ceiling. This level has two types of lifts. The one with exclamation marks that you can change direction by jumping, and it changes the arrow on the lift, and that's what direction it goes. The other type of lift has an arrow of the direction it's going to move. You can only have one lift active at a time. The second arrow lift doesn't change direction, you have to go left and right so you don't get crushed. The third arrow lift only goes right. You gotta jump over the piranha plant and then duck so you can reach the pipe to go up. Go on the exclamation mark lift and navigate your way up and between the spikes. Then go and jump on all the other lifts. Don't forget to duck under on the third lift. Have the lift go in any direction, but make sure you are right against the wall away from the plants, then up the pipe to exit the level. Go down the pipe at the bottom you now can access, and this takes you to the final set of levels. This level's full of munchers, and you have to get every superstar in the question blocks to get past it. You have to time your jumps to get past the piranha plants. There is a superstar in the first question block and a power up in the bricks past the fire piranha plant. Watch out for the only nipper plant in the game to spit fireballs at you. This level is one big maze. It's not too difficult. If you reach a dead end, then go somewhere else. Go up top and back down and stay in the middle area. Get rid of silver bricks to continue, and at the end, go down the pipe to exit. A fortress full of piranha plants and boo ghosts. Don't forget to face them when you see them while waiting to jump. Fire Mario is good for this level, but there is no harm in getting the leaf towards the end. If you got a star, this is a good short level to use like the last piranha plant level, full of munchers and piranha plants. Head straight to the bolt lift and start jumping. Jump to the left of it to avoid the flame, then when it goes back down, jump to the right edge of the bolt lift to avoid the flame again, then leap before you reach the second flame. The boss plays like World 5 boss, where he can slam the ground and Mario stun for a few seconds, hit his head 3 times and wait until he deshells in between each hit. There's no reward from the princess as she gets kidnapped by Bowser while Mario was rescuing the kings. The first few levels is going through Bowser's invasion forces. Similar to the airships, the first level is multiple tanks you have to navigate. You have to avoid cannons and giant cannons. There's bomb guns that shoot bombs and rocky wrenches as well. A good tip for this level is that most tanks that you jump on there is usually a rocky wrench or sometimes a cannon, ready to damage you, and always duck. World 8 has no toad houses or minigames. Use all your best items per level and save a leaf or a tanuki suit for Bowser's castle. A boomerang brother is the boss of this level. The second level is Bowser's naval forces. Similar to the tank level, you will have your usual cannons, rocky wrenches and bombs. The boss for this level is Boom Boom. This section of the map, you'll see some black squares and a hand will randomly grab you to take you to a shorter than normal level. There are 3 of these levels, and if you want to play all 3, just keep going left to right to activate the hand. The first one is full of different types of Hammer Brothers. If you have a star in your inventory, this is a good level to use it. All 3 short levels will give you a super leaf as a reward. The second short level was very easy with just fireballs to avoid from the lava. The third short level is to avoid lots of flying Cheep Cheeps. The next level is an airship level, and the auto-scrolling is twice as fast. The boss is another Boom Boom. In level 1, I found getting the fire flower from this question mark makes the level a bit easier. Slowly shoot and kill all piranha plants here. In this section, you want to wait until the red paratrooper is relatively in a high position and jump on it, and you want to land on the turtle cannon so you can jump to the next turtle cannon. Being Fire Mario is really handy in this level. Watch out for the dreaded angry sun coming back. This is a long hill down full of fire piranha plants, so be very careful. This section is a long hill up full of fire piranha plants, so again be very careful, especially with the added angry sun. Don't go running down this hill as there is a large gap that you've got to navigate at the bottom, so go nice and slow. There is no need to go down this green pipe, head to the fortress for the next level. This fortress is full of doors that leads all over the place. The first section, go through all the way to the right and smash the bricks in shape of a H to access the door and go through it. In this section, go to the right and go through the 6th door. Jump from the bottom conveyor belt to access the 6th door. This section, hit the P switch and then run to the right. You will avoid the circles and jump straight after the circles to avoid the dry bones, and then go through the white door at the end. Go through the below door next to the thwomp and get the power up to the right if you need it. Then go back through the same door and head back left there, and there will be a P switch when you smash the second brick. Then run to the right and go through the second white door. Duck and wait until the conveyor belt turns on and you go to head to where Boom Boom is, made more difficult by the conveyor belt. Go to the pipe on the left to access the final area of World 8. You have to face another tank level. boss is another Boom Boom. The final level in the game, Bowser's Castle. The level is full of Bowser statues, which when Mario's close it fires a beam, and you have to run fast to get past it. Some doors will lead you back to the beginning of the castle. Stand on the lift to take you up, then drop down the single platform and jump to safety before you fall down the hall. Watch out for the hot foot. This section, jump on the heads of the statues to avoid the beams. The final boss of the game, Bowser. To defeat Bowser, what you have to do is stand in the middle floor section and Bowser will jump to flatten you and move out the way and destroy the floor section. And you have to make a hole in the floor so eventually Bowser will jump to his doom. Bowser will repeatedly breathe flames at you 1, 2 or 3 times before he jumps. If you liked this video, subscribe to my channel, where there are more complete retro walkthroughs, plus achievement and trophy guides, secrets and tips from the latest releases. Thanks for watching.